welcome to this high-speed explainer. Today, we're breaking down the absolute physical and mechanical grind that was the 2026 Grand Prix of the Americas. We've got a ton of data, a breakdown of the race development, and a wildly shifting championship landscape to cover. So strap in, because COTA absolutely delivered. And we gotta start right here. Marco Bezzecchi just secured a spectacular, historic fifth consecutive victory aboard the factory Aprilia. I mean, 5 in a row. It's a feat that completely reshapes how we're looking at this 2026 season. The momentum the guy is carrying right now is just staggering. Section 1. COTA 2026, the stage for the decisive battle. To set this stage, this wasn't just any regular race weekend in Texas. Because the Qatar GP got delayed to November, Austin transformed into this critical, high-stakes finale for the opening flyway sessions. And man, the Circuit of the Americas is a brutal arena for a finale. We're talking 5.5 kilometers, 20 insanely demanding corners, extreme elevation changes, and of course those notorious track bumps. This layout literally pushes both rider endurance and motorcycle electronics to the absolute physical limit. Section 2. The early fierce battle. Okay, looking at the progression of lap 1, Bezzecchi actually had to start from 4th due to a grid penalty for obstructing Marc Marquez in qualifying, but his launch off the line was just explosive. He immediately thrust himself into the lead group, which led to this totally fierce clash with KTM's Pedro Acosta on the back straight. By the time they dumped the brakes into turn 12, Bezzecchi had already snatched the race lead. What really stands out here is the pure aggression it took to make that happen. You could see that RSGP 26 leaning hard into those Texas corners, perfectly planted, while leaving Acosta's RC16 fighting for grip in its wake. It was a massive statement move, right there on lap 1. Section 3. Mid-race chaos and penalties. As the race settled in, things got pretty complicated for Marc Marquez. He's still battling the aftermath of that 2025 shoulder injury, and on top of that, he had to serve a long lap penalty. He inherited this from his turn 12 sprint crash with Fabio Di Giannantonio on Saturday. Taking that penalty bled crucial seconds from his race time, leaving the Ducati veteran fighting a seriously uphill battle in the sweltering Texas heat. Meanwhile, La Bestia was completely unleashed. Enea Bastianini put on an absolute masterclass in patience. Managing his tires perfectly on a track that notoriously shreds rubber, he methodically carved his way through the field. He took a super frustrating 12th place start and transformed it into a highly respectable 6th place finish. Brilliant ride. But racing can be incredibly cruel. Iagora was absolutely flying, setting a blistering fastest lap of the race with a 2:02.037 on lap 9. He was hunting down a podium at his team's home race, only to suffer a devastating mechanical DNF on lap 15. Absolute heartbreak for the Japanese star. Section 4. Aprilia's overwhelming 1-2. This really highlights the current paradigm shift in the paddock. It's a fascinating technical duel between the factories right now. The Aprilia RSGP 26 is exhibiting superior cornering speed and near-perfect rear tire management. Contrast that with the Ducati Desmotocicchi GP 26. The Ducatis are visibly struggling with braking stability and extreme rear tire degradation on Sundays. It means they just aren't decelerating sufficiently or turning in cleanly. That mechanical advantage culminated in an incredibly tight finish. Bezzecchi and his teammate Jorge Martin crossed the checkered flag separated by just 2.036 seconds. That is back-to-back 1-2 finishes for the factory Aprilia squad. They aren't just winning right now, they are absolutely dominating the timesheets. Section 5. Final race results. So looking at the top 5, Bezzecchi and Martin obviously lead the way for Noale. Pedro Acosta put in a brilliant, resilient ride to secure podium for KTM, finishing just 4.5 seconds back. Fabio Di Giannantonio managed to salvage a solid 4th place finish from his pole position start for the VR46 squad, and Marc Marquez minimized the damage from his penalty to round out the top 5 for the factory Ducati squad. Oh, and we definitely have to give a massive shout out to World SBK champion Toprak Razgalatlu. Grinding it out in the Texas heat, he secured his first ever MotoGP World Championship point, crossing the line 15th on the Pramac Yamaha. That made him the top Yamaha rider on the grid today, which is a huge milestone for him. Section 6. Updated championship standings. With that massive win, Marco Bezzecchi reclaims the #1 spot in the world standings with 81 points. But look at how tight it is at the top. His teammate Jorge Martin is breathing right down his neck, literally just 4 points behind him. Pedro Acosta is holding incredibly strong in third, 21 points adrift, while Di Giannantonio and Marquez round out your top 5. Scrolling a bit further down, the really big story here is the defending champion, Francesco Bagnaia, is languishing down in 9th place, a massive 56 points adrift of the championship lead after just 3 rounds. It severely underscores the deep crisis currently unfolding in the Ducati Lenovo garage as they desperately try to sort out that GP26. Which leaves us with this final thought. In 3 weeks, the paddock packs up and heads to the legendary circuit of Jerez for the Spanish Grand Prix, kicking off the traditional European leg of the season. So the big question is, with a 3-week break and a vital Monday test scheduled right after the race, can Ducati, KTM, or anyone else find the magic bullet to break Aprilia's iron grip on this 2026 championship? Or are we watching the dawn of a brand new dynasty? I honestly can't wait to find out.